Hello and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into a skill that, let's be honest, can either launch your career into the stratosphere or, well, keep it firmly on the ground. I'm talking about communication. We're going to break down the different ways we all communicate and really get into why mastering this is pretty much a secret weapon at work.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You send what you think is a crystal clear email, or you give simple instructions, and what you get back is something else entirely. It's like you were speaking a different language. Well, that disconnect, that frustrating gap, is exactly what we're going to tackle today. Because understanding the how and why of communication is really the first big step to getting it right. So stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to walk away with two super valuable things. One, you'll be able to break down all the different types of communication like a pro. And two, you'll see exactly how getting good at them is a direct line to success, especially if you're looking to lead. So let's jump right in. Oh, and hey, before we get going, if you want more essential insights like this, please do us a huge favor and like this video and subscribe to the channel now. It really helps us out and you won't miss a thing. All right, here's a quick look at where we're headed. We'll start with the four main types of communication, then dive into why this all matters so much at work. We'll even cover some simple but super costly mistakes to watch out for. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a toolkit recap. Okay, let's kick things off with section 1, the four types of communication. Think of these as the absolute bedrock, the fundamental ways we connect and share information with, well, pretty much everyone, including ourselves. So when experts want to categorize communication, how do they do it? Well, it really boils down to four key things. First, how many people are in on the conversation? 2, are you physically near each other or far apart? 3, is the back and forth immediate or is there a delay? And finally, what's the context? Just by asking these four questions, we can start to see some really clear categories emerge. Okay, first up is the one we are all experts at, whether we realize it or not. Intrapersonal communication. This is literally you talking to you. It's that internal monologue that helps you clarify ideas, analyze a tricky situation, or, just decide what you're going to have for lunch. It's the most basic form. And honestly, it's the foundation for everything else. And this self-talk isn't just one thing. It comes in a few flavors. You've got your internal discourse. That's the silent voice in your head when you're concentrating. Then there's the vocal kind. Yep, talking to yourself. We all do it, especially when rehearsing something important. And of course, there's the written version. Think journaling or scribbling down your thoughts. All right, now let's add someone else to the equation. This brings us to interpersonal communication. We're usually talking about direct, face-to-face contact here. And the absolute game changer with this type, feedback. It's a two-way street. Unlike when you're just talking to yourself, you get an instant response, and that feedback loop is what drives the whole conversation forward. But here's where it gets really interesting. Interpersonal communication isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It actually scales. At its smallest, you have what's called dyadic communication. That's just a fancy term for a one-on-one chat. Then you scale up to group communication, perfect for problem-solving with a team. And you can go even bigger to public communication, where one person is sharing information with a whole crowd, trying to persuade them. Let's zoom in a bit on group communication. Because let's face it, this is where a lot of us live at work. We're talking about interactions between, say, 3 to 20 people. And what's the most important resource in that group? It's not the tech, it's not the budget, it's the people. The success or failure of the group really just hangs on how well everyone can collaborate and share their ideas. But as anyone who's ever been in a group project knows, it's complicated. A lot of things can affect how well it goes. You have to consider the task you're working on, the different personalities and skills around the table, and even the environment itself. I mean, think about it. Communication is going to be totally different during the high-stakes meeting in a noisy office versus a chill brainstorming session in a quiet room. And finally, we go big. I mean, really big. We're scaling all the way up to mass communication. This is where we bring in the heavy hitters, technology like TV, radio, and of course the internet, to blast a message out to a huge, diverse audience. We're talking about things like a national news broadcast or a social media post that just goes viral. So what makes mass communication so different? Well, for starters, the source usually isn't just one person. It's a whole organization, like a news team. The message itself is way more complex and polished. It uses multiple channels or technologies to reach an audience that's massive, spread out, and incredibly diverse. But here's the biggest catch. Feedback? It's almost non-existent. or at least it's super delayed. All right, so we've got the theory down. Now for the fun part. Let's get into section 2 and talk about why any of this actually matters at work. This is where we move from the what to the so what, the real practical impact this stuff has on your career. Wow, I mean, this quote really says it all, doesn't it? Research shows that for managers, communication skills are actually more important than technical skills. Think about that. You can be the most brilliant engineer or financial guru on the planet, but if you can't communicate your ideas, lead your team, or connect with a client, you're going to hit a ceiling fast. And if you're still not convinced, just look at this number, $3.1 billion. That's how much American businesses spend every single year just on training people to write better. It's a staggering amount of money, and it tells you one thing: bad communication is incredibly expensive. So what's the return on that huge investment? What are the big payoffs of getting communication right? Well, there are 5 huge ones. First, everyone gets on the same page about goals, which makes teamwork way better. Second, you build stronger relationships between employers and employees. Third, it becomes so much easier to solve problems. Fourth, performance goes up because feedback is clear and helpful. And finally, number 5, it forges a much stronger link to the outside world, your customers, your suppliers, everyone. By the way, if you're getting some value out of this, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It's a small thing, but it really helps us grow and reach more people just like you.
Okay, so we know why it's so important. But here's the thing. It's also incredibly easy to shoot yourself in the foot. So in section 3, we're going to look at some simple, tiny mistakes that can create a really big and really negative impression.
Just look at this example. It is perfect. On the left, you've got, "Thanks, Sheila. I have received your massage. Let us have the meeting next week." Now, look, Sheila is smart. She probably figured out you meant message and week. But what impression does that leave? It screams carelessness. It says, I don't pay attention to detail. Just a simple proofread, like you see on the right, completely changes the perception. The little things are the big things. Okay, let's bring it all together in our final section. This is your communication toolkit recap. We're going to consolidate all the key ideas so you can walk away from this and start using them today. All right, a super quick review of the 4 types. You've got intrapersonal, talking to yourself; interpersonal, talking directly to others; group, working together in small teams; and mass communication, getting your message out to a huge audience. Simple as that. And remember why this all matters. Getting communication right helps you hit 5 key goals at work: aligning everyone, building great relationships, crushing problems, boosting performance, and connecting with the outside world. When you boil it all down, this is the very foundation of great leadership. So I want to leave you with one final question to think about. Now that you have this framework, where are you going to focus? What's your biggest opportunity? Are you going to double down on your interpersonal skills? Maybe become a better leader in group settings? Take a second and think about which one of these you could improve first to really elevate your impact at work. Hey, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to join our community if you haven't already. It means a lot. Thank you so much for watching.